MeteoMark Weather Show. Let's get into some viewer sending photos. Derek Rentschler from Lebanon County, Pennsylvania. Take a look at these. He sent in some photos from January 21st to 22nd. He had about 4 inches of snow, and a lot of these photos he was getting out a snow blower here, snow blowing the snow here, getting rid of all that snow. 4 inches. It was less than expected, and that's because the actual major energy component of this storm actually occurred further east. So that's needless to say, many people in Pennsylvania were a tad bit disappointed from this storm. However, areas further east got pretty much on target with their snowfall totals. So as the major cyclogenesis took over on the coastal plain, that's where we got a lot of the heavier snow totals from Philadelphia on northeastward towards Boston. So that's what we're looking at here. Very nice photos. Thank you, Derek, for sending these in. And we head over towards Mark Oleg, and he's got some. He's got a photo from Johns Creek, Georgia, here on January 21st, 2014. And take a look at this. Very nice sunset. Very, very beautiful. As you can see, this is kind of a surreal sunset because you got mostly cloud cover here. As you can see, pretty much here, these clouds out in front are pretty dark clouds, but it's in the back here, the background, where you got the sunlight shining through. And then, of course, in the foreground here, it's fairly dark because overhead there's all those dark clouds. This is kind of a rare photo to get, a rare kind of sunset, and must have been really nice to capture this moment here in Johns Creek, Georgia, January 21st, 2014. Thank you, Mark, for sending that in. That's very nice. And he's always visiting some interesting, very scenic places. So let's get on to Lucas D. from Linden, Texas here. Take a look at some of these photos. He's got some nice nature photos, some shots from the ground and from the tree, or from the ground to the tree upward. Very nice skyward photos here. And as you can see, winter pretty much is in full swing across Linden, Texas. And there will be some bouts of wintry type areas across even portions of the deep south. Got the moon photo here. Take a look at the moon. Very nice. And he's got some very nice orangish, reddish, I believe they're sunsets. Take a look at some of these. Really nice photos here across the deep south, getting into the deep south of Texas. So thank you, Lucas, for sending these in. Very nice. So we're going to get on with that all-important forecast here. Take a look at precipitation amounts across much of the area and across the lower 48. It's going to be an interesting pattern, interesting setup. We've got, let me show you the setup first, that will dominate the next week or two. Across North America, you got that polar vortex here across the eastern portion of the United States. That will set the stage for a lot of drier air, a lot of very cold, dense air. Really, really downright uncomfortable. And here in the west, you got that really high ridge here. Very positive PNA, very negative NAO. Let's take a look at those precipitation amounts. Most of it will be in the east with that unsettled pattern with the Arctic jet stream here, the northern branch. Not too much phasing with the southern branch, but there will be times when both branches will start to get closer together. There will be certain instances throughout the latter portion of the weekend through early next week. Some of the models are hinting at something interesting along the east coast. However, it looks like a strong Alberta clipper. First strong Alberta clipper coming through across the lakes in the beginning to middle portion of the weekend. And that will bring a lot of this precipitation. Let's take a look at that scenario for the weekend. That very strong, I was looking at probably about a 988 millibar load, and put that into general terms here. That pretty much means a fairly potent storm system moving across the Great Lakes. And that will drag a cold front. Don't be surprised for a line of thunder snow from portions of Michigan, Ohio, upstate New York, Pennsylvania, heading over towards the portions of New England. So as that frontal Arctic front moves through, middle to latter portion of the weekend, expect that reinforcing shot of cold air. And here across the south, something we'll try to organize here across southern Texas. We'll wait to see if that can put some wintry type precipitation here across the deep south. Remains to be seen. I'll keep an eye on it here at MeteoMark. Let's take a look at early portion of next week. Of course, that clipper system Monday and Tuesday, pinwheeling across the northeast. Some models hinting at coastal, other models are not. So we'll keep an eye on it here. I'm thinking it will remain a very progressive flow. We'll probably have some sort of coastal try to take form, but pretty much a lot of the energy will be further east by that time. So we'll watch it, but we could get some moderate snow totals here, especially east of the Harrisburg or east of the Washington, D.C. area, but we'll keep an eye on it here at MeteoMark. Of course, with the clipper totals, we could see a general 2 to 4 inches of snow out of that storm system. So that's looking at, and let's take a look at those clipper snowfall amounts I'm looking at here this weekend. This is the first part of the weekend, mainly from Friday night through Saturday night. You can see probably pretty much a general 1 to 3, 2 to 4 inch snowfall amounts across much of the lower Great Lakes, upstate New York, Pennsylvania, portions of central and northern New England. So that's what we're looking at here at MeteoMark. Don't forget to like me on Facebook at MeteoMark, subscribe to me on YouTube at MeteoMark.com. Here's a 5-day outlook for my hometown viewers from Binghamton to Elmira. Scranton includes the Susquehanna region of upstate New York, Susquehanna region of northeast Pennsylvania. We're going to start to try to warm up towards the weekend, but we got to get through Thursday and Friday. Lows pretty much 0 or below. We look at the temperatures. Saturday will feel like a heat wave, but that's the day the Arctic front comes tumbling through, probably portions later of the day through our area. Possible heavy snow burst with thunder snow, maybe up to 1 to 2 inches of snowfall accumulation with this. Once the Arctic front plunges through, look at this. We're back to -5 degrees for lows, from -5, -10, with highs only reaching the mid-single digits to lower teens. That's going to do it here at MeteoMark.